All right. Hi, so we are starting live our episode for Enchanté Luminaries, and I'm waiting for the few folks to join in. It's not yet 9. I guess I'm really excited, so I have already, um, you know, kind of joined in earlier. Today I'm having a very special guest here. And as you know, Enchanté Luminaries is a series of talks that I have with women who inspire and motivate me to design jewelry. These are women who are my inspiration because of what they've achieved in their lives, in their careers. And I want to know what they think and what are the important things that matter to them. What are their opinions on life and on, the ups and downs and things that matter. Today's guest, I'd like to introduce her before I add her to the live stream, is a very dear friend and my mentor. She has impacted my journey greatly. She's a London-based photographer specializing in branding photo shoots, portraits, and border photography. She's also a budding entrepreneur, having her own brand called The Elegant Studio. And she's also been a mentor for the Cherie Blair Foundation UK. And much more. I've always find her to be such an inspiration in everything that she does. Without further ado, I'd like Rachel to join us now, and I'm going to add her to this. And I'm really grateful for Rachel to, take out time. And hi, hello,
Hello. Hi.
hello again.
Hello.
We did
Hi.
just earlier, so I'm so glad that we are here today. Everyone, please welcome Rachel Vogeleisen, and I'm so happy, Rachel, that and I'm very thankful that you took out the time on a Sunday evening to be with me here live today. Thank you so much.
I'm absolutely delighted to be here. And since I've known you, watching your journey and how you've grown as an artist, as a creator, as an entrepreneur has been amazing. So I'm really delighted to be here. Thank you.
I guess it's actually one of the best mentors. You were right there when I started, and I guess I got lucky. So Rachel, you are into portraits and branding photography. So I wanted to ask you, how much does our visual image constitute or contribute to our self-confidence, and self-worth? They say, picture speaks 1,000 words, but is that really true?
Yeah, no, I think because we live in a visual society, I think everything is online, and I can talk from personal experience. I think at the beginning, I really had a lot of trouble to show myself. Somebody in 2016 told me, you have to do videos, and I thought, no way, I'm going to do videos. Absolutely not. I can't show myself. I don't know what to say. I'm too old. I'm too this. I'm too that. It was really, really a challenge, and I was happy just to share some photographs. But then I realized it's really not about you. It's about your audience. It's about what you can bring to them, and it's connecting. Because nowadays, when you have a business, it's like before, when you had a business, people would come to your shop so they could know you, they could understand who you are, and you had the trust and know factor. But nowadays, online, how can you develop this know and trust factor? You definitely have to show yourself.
Absolutely.
And I think we are maybe hold back, as in my personal experience, maybe my lack of the self-confidence made me think, oh no, I can't show myself on video, I can't show up, I don't want to show myself, I just want to hide.
I was in the same boat. I remember, because I was like, Rachel, I don't want people to know it's me behind the brand. And it was definitely a lack of self-confidence. But how important is it to have that positive self-image, especially when building a brand? Because does your personality reflect into your brand? And
yeah, it's absolutely crucial, because people are buying people, and definitely when somebody is going to work with you, when somebody buys from you, they're buying you, and you definitely want to reflect your personality. So basically, people are attracted to what people can make for them, how they're going to make them feel, what they can do for them, and they like people who are confident. What I see really is confidence is like it attracts people. We are attracted to somebody who's confident. It doesn't matter how they look. It doesn't matter. It's really about, because that's what we want. We want to be like this person. So we're attracted to them. And I think it's really important that you are you in your brand, and that you are there to serve your audience.
Yeah. So I'm so intrigued by this branding photo shoot. I've seen your videos. I'm an avid fan, and I see this. They're normally portraits and they're normally headshots. But what actually is a branding photo shoot? Could you tell us more about that?
Yeah, a branding photo shoot is really more about storytelling. So you have, of course, you're going to have the portrait, the headshot, that's important, but then you want to show more about maybe how you work with clients. For example, for you, if you have a workshop, they want to understand how you work. People love behind the scenes. They want to understand with who you're working, the process, maybe how you're choosing the gems, really see you in action, so they can imagine themselves in the process of getting this jewelry design and then made, especially by you. So it's really more about storytelling. And the idea also, because nowadays you need so much content for social media, for blog posts, for newsletter, for marketing everywhere. So it's really about to create a lot of images rather than using generic and stock images. It's really about having a consistent brand all over, and going to be able to use these images all over again.
Yeah, you're right. I also feel, there's so much visual storytelling these days. You're connecting with your audience on basis of that. And as you said, there's a lot of content that you have to put out. And unless and until it's authentic and it's genuine, and, it reflects who you are, your personality, I don't think people connect to you otherwise, So talking about jewelry, what's your favorite piece of jewelry? I know that you have had a background in with jewelry, and you have had a relationship with that. So what's your favorite piece of jewelry, and is there a lucky charm that you wear always?
I absolutely love the semi-precious stones, so the stones you're working with. I had this I don't know if you can see. I had this ring made a few years ago, and it's an aquamarine. And I went to see a jeweler. I had some jewelry. I wanted just to. She used it to melt the gold, but I wanted something special, and she designed this for me. And it's really my favorite piece of jewelry. Absolutely love semi-precious gemstones. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So when you do photo shoots, I was assuming that mostly it's like the earrings that, that are prominent while taking pictures. But I guess rings too play an important part. And,
what's really important, it's when you, for example, sometimes you need really to have a very formal headshot, or you need something very formal, but definitely bring in the jewelry. That's going to make you stand out. That's going to show your personality. That's going to make you really, because you have to wear this very formal clothing, and nothing is going to make you different from somebody else. But if you have style jewelry, if you have personal jewelry, something that's really you, this is really going to help you to stand out, definitely.
I believe, women generally sometimes feel like they want to jump on the trending bandwagon, and it's not necessarily true. What's trending may suit you as well. Everybody has their own personal style statement, and you have to, reflect that in the kind of clothes that you wear and the kind of jewelry that you choose.
Yeah, absolutely. I completely agree with that. Yeah, it's really about showing your personality. You are unique, so make the most of it.
So I wanted also to talk about your mentorship journey. You have made such an impact on mine. I'd like to share that with the audience here. So it was right when I started my business many years ago. I think it was almost 7 years ago, and I enrolled in the Cherie Blair Foundation for UK. They have this online mentoring program, and I was paired up with Rachel, and I think that was one of the best things to happen to me when I started off, because Rachel brought in that perspective, that vision, and she taught me to look beyond the short-sightedness that young entrepreneurs often do. We are so focused on short-term goals and short-term gains. We don't think about the long-term visions and the long-term branding, and how to actually build up something from scratch. And I really learned that from you. So how has your mentoring, are you currently also a mentor? Do you do it, occasionally? And tell us something.
I'm currently doing working with a company who does mentoring for the Department of Education. So this is about people who have been out of work or want to retrain, especially in setting up a business and social media. So I do mentoring, yeah, with them once a week, and really to help them as well on their journey, to really give them I think mentoring is really about giving that little push, especially when you start at the beginning. It's so overwhelming. You think, oh my gosh, how I'm going to do this? I'm never going to manage.
Yeah.
So, but it's really, sometimes you just need a little nudge, a little push. I think mentoring is not about telling the person what to do, but it's really giving them, maybe opening new doors, giving direction, ideas, so they can find their own solution. But yeah, it's something I enjoy doing.
Yeah, it's a very special connection, because at times we do need that guidance, especially startups and entrepreneurs that have just launched, because it's a whole new experience, and there's a lot of learning, and obviously somebody more experienced helping us out makes all the difference. We don't make as many mistakes as we would have done otherwise. Yeah. All right.
But yeah, mentoring is a two-way journey, and I think you said I gave you a lot, but you gave me a lot as well. I think it has been a wonderful experience. I'm really glad that Cherie Blair Foundation matched us together. It has been amazing, and watching your journey is absolutely amazing.
Thank you. That's really, really, really kind of you. As I had this really, curious question. Is there any part of the world where women don't want to look thinner on the camera? Though things are changing and we are becoming more body positive, there's a lot of shift here in modeling and photo shoots. You see a lot of inclusion now, but I don't know. Do women still come to you with requests that, we want to look thinner when you shoot us?
I would be lying if I said no. It's even myself. Sometimes I look at the camera and think, oh my gosh, I wish I would be thinner. But and as I said, I think earlier, for me, it's what I've seen is the confidence. I think you can be 5 pounds, 10 pounds overweight, but being confident, people are going to be attracted to you. Even when sometimes I do a photo shoot, I see at the beginning, people are very nervous. They say, oh my gosh, I don't feel great. I feel horrible. I don't want to do this, so I'm not sure. And then suddenly they open up and you see them blossoming in front of the camera, becoming alive, and it's a big different person in front of you. So it's really about, I think you have to look inside, building your confidence. It's not about, I think nowadays it's very difficult because everybody's comparing themselves to perfection, but we are not like some people who have a coach, a stylist, a makeup artist, everything on on top. So I think we have to be really gentle with ourselves and thinking more about what we can bring to the world, how we can change the world. And it's not necessarily about us, but it's really about our contribution to the world. And for that, honestly, you want to share your gifts and not necessarily think about, oh, I'm 5 pounds overweight, I'm going to hide now. So I think it's really about,
No, I really, that really struck a chord, because you're right, women, I'm talking from personal experience. I have always been very self-conscious, and doing this live series was a really big step, because I was like, every time I go live, I'd be in front of the camera and I wasn't ready, I guess, up to now, because you need to have that kind of self-love, perhaps, acceptance for who you are and what you stand for, and to understand that it's not about, as you said, none of us have those stylists and coach and everyone behind us to make us look good. So if we personally are happy with how we are and how we feel, I guess it makes it really easy to be, not be that shy in front of the camera and take that plunge and take that leap. Coming to another aspect that I really admire about you is this really amazing photography series that you did for women above 50.
Women who reinvented themselves after 50.
Yeah, that is like such an amazing and inspiring series. I have been following you on Insta and other social media platforms, and I wanted you to talk about that. What inspired you to do that?
First of all, I reached that age, so it triggered a lot of.
You don't look any old.
Yeah, I triggered a lot of questions for me, and I wanted to prove that it's not the end of it. I really wanted to show a role model. I think I really like you. I love to inspire women to bring change, evolution, and to show that it's not the end of the world. That you can do something else. It's not. You don't have to stop because suddenly you reach this
Yeah.
milestone of 50. So yeah, this was really my inspiration, and I wanted women who started a new business after 50. I met this amazing woman, I think she was 75, and she started a makeup business,
Wow.
um,
That's
promoting especially makeup for women over 60, because she didn't find it didn't exist really.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
she's doing really well. Yeah, and
That's,
I've
that's so
met really
inspiring.
amazing women. It has been, I think, what I like as well when I do this type of project. It's meeting the story, the experience. It also brings a lot to me because a few years before I did another project about women who served during World War II, and these women were in their 90s.
The Quiet
Yeah.
Rebellion, right?
Sorry?
Was it called the Quiet Rebellion?
Oh
Or
no,
was that
the Quiet Rebellion is a new project. That's
oh
more artistic.
later? So about the
No, the other one, the first project I did was women who volunteered during the Second World War. And I met women in their 90s who were also, I think, trailblazers at the time and thinking, oh my gosh, I'm 90. How can you photograph them? I don't want to be photographed. Please don't photograph me. I'm too old. But it was also about the message and the experience I had to share. Yeah.
but it really must have been something, to have gone through, so much and to share those stories,
Yeah.
we,
Yeah.
we don't realize how powerful role models we have with us,
Yeah.
in our surroundings and around us. And what
Yeah.
about the rebellion?
The
I
Quiet
also,
rebellion is
yeah,
something that grew in me, which I didn't really, it took me time, but I wanted to do a little bit more of fine art. And I'm really fascinated by Renaissance painting and Artemisia Gentileschi. And I started to do this portrait of Renaissance. And then I had to stop because of COVID.
hmm,
And then some thinking developed, and I thought, yes, I really want to give a voice to women who didn't have a voice. So
yeah,
through time. So I started in the Renaissance, moved on to the Regency period, and now I'm in the Victorian period. But it's really about, I call it quiet rebellion because women didn't have any rights, any power. They couldn't really speak up. So for me, this portrait, they look very quiet, they look very subtle, but there is something, a little detail, which is giving you, oh my gosh, yeah, I think she's not really, she doesn't really agree with the situation, or she's rebelling, but you can't really see it. Yeah. That's what I'm working on at the moment.
I don't know whether it's from my end or from Rachel's.
Ah, can you see, can you see me? Yeah. I think you were just frozen for a bit.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I missed that part. So yeah, I know because I saw those, portraits that you've been doing, and there's this kind of understated, powerful, aura around those pictures because I guess even in our society, in our environment here in South Asia, there's a lot of there are a lot of women who are now outspoken, and there's a lot of awareness and voice being raised. But there's a vast majority that's still part of that silent rebellion because women are, especially in patriarchal societies, taught not to speak up, and they
Hmm.
are conditioned to not to to accept and tolerate more generally than men, right? So I think that was very powerful series that you did.
Yeah,
So
no, I think it just, yeah. I'm very pleased with this product too. Yeah.
yeah, and so you have been interacting with so many women, and obviously you are an amazing entrepreneur. What is one key lesson, perhaps that you think made all the difference? Because I know that you were planning on, exploring this pathway when we first met, and then it's amazing the way you took off and you established yourself. So what was that key, pivotal turning point, perhaps? What would you say if there was one?
Uh, I think it's really about yeah, finding your gift and your purpose, your mission, I would say. I think it's really about being aligned with who you are and what you want to do, how you want to show up in the world, I think. I think it's very important, even if you have a business, to still be aligned with who you are, your personality, what you want to really give out.
Yeah.
I know money is important,
Yeah.
of course, it's very important, but yeah, I think it's about yeah, being aligned with, I would say, inside and outside.
Absolutely, that's a really beautiful thing to say. And you know, I've seen if you have that passion and if you have that you know, as you said, that connection and realization of what the purpose is, you find ways and you find
Yeah.
you know, you overcome obstacles in ways that you never imagined you would do otherwise, right?
Yeah, no, I completely agree. You find energy inside. You find it helps you to push forward, because honestly, being an entrepreneur is very hard. Some days you think you just want to give up and think, oh my gosh, this is far too hard. I can't do this. But it's really having this little fire inside, having this purpose. It's gonna help you to keep going, definitely.
Absolutely. Rachel, having you as a guest here and all these women who are watching us live right now, and even men for that matter, and who would watch this video later, I'm sure we would all want you to share some tips and tricks to look good on the camera, because having you here and not asking you that would be, you know, huge injustice to us all. So, is that myth true that black makes you look thinner?
I think it's more also the posing. I think for women, you want to do 3/4, 45 degrees rather than shoulders straight to the camera, which for a man you would rather ask a man to do. But for women, it's not necessarily wearing black. It's just posing, and it's just being 3/4 toward the camera, maybe putting the weight on one foot rather than the other, and using not doing symmetry. So, for example, one arm up, one arm down, but not the arms at the same level. It's all it's all in the posing as well, and how you feel as well. But also, yeah, the photographer will have a role as well.
Yeah.
And also for the clothing,
Yeah.
avoiding anything which is, we have a tendency to think, oh my gosh, I want to hide. But no, don't wear anything baggy. You want everything which is really curve hugging. That's going to be look much nicer on camera.
So I asked that question, you know, out of it was just really instinctive. Not because I'm wearing black, but I just realized after asking that, oh my God, I'm wearing black too. But that was just a coincidence. And I think, does lighting also matter while taking pictures? I mean, I've seen pictures on, you know, on especially on LinkedIn, on professional profiles. I don't know why people do that. They put up, you know, pictures that don't seem appropriate or worthy of that platform. You know, I mean, Instagram is different, and your work profile is different, and your, you know, and people tend to not to have that, I don't know, understanding perhaps.
Sorry, I think I just lost what you were asking. So could you just repeat?
I was just asking, you know, when taking pictures for a
Yeah.
particular platform, like for instance, LinkedIn,
Yeah.
your profile on LinkedIn would have a different kind of feel, and, you know, perhaps lighting or headshot or whatever you want, or branding, whatever you want to, compared to an Instagram account, right? Because
Yeah.
they have different fields and different audiences, right?
Yeah.
And does
That's
lighting, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's you can have it. You don't necessarily to have a very formal headshot even for LinkedIn, because what you want is stand out. Also, you're gonna be, if you're in a sea of headshots, everybody's looking the same, so you just want a little bit. And I say, yeah, you could eventually use jewelry just to stand out if you need something very formal. But I think LinkedIn has changed definitely, and it has evolved, and you can be a little bit more, add a little bit more personality even if you're in your headshots on LinkedIn.
Yeah. That's so true. Anything else, you know, a message that you'd like to give out to our listeners who are women like us, juggling all those roles together? I know that Rachel is an amazing mom of 3 boys, and I think all of them have gone to university or colleges right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not so different, you know. I mean, in our part of the world and yours, I think universally, you know, it's all become a global village, as they say. Though some things may be better at your end, but you know, women generally are juggling the same balls and wearing the same hats. and you know, having each other's back and hearing you know, opinions and thoughts from all across the globe makes you realize, you know, that it's one big tribe.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think the biggest thing, the biggest lesson I've learned is really learn to look after yourself, because I think as an entrepreneur, you could just work 7 days a week and juggling everything, the kids and the house and everything, and not thinking about you and taking a rest. I think that's super important. And also, as you said, we are a big tribe. Having a network of women who can support you, that you can turn to get help. I think that's very important as well, definitely.
Thank you so much, Rachel. I know it's a weekend, and I am really grateful to you and thankful that you took out time for us today. You know, and I look forward to meeting you one day soon. Um,
Yes, that would be amazing. Yeah,
and
even my husband said we would love to come and visit you.
oh, that's so great. That would, and you know, trust me, winters are the best time to do that. So if you're planning your Christmas break, and we have been, you know, Pakistan has been listed as one of the top tourist destinations on TripAdvisor and other travel websites, right?
Okay,
So lots
okay.
of modern areas, and I'm sure you're going to love it.
Yeah, no,
Look for.
definitely. That would be really amazing. And thank you so much for inviting me today. It has been amazing. I'm delighted to be here.
Thank you so much, Rachel. It's been such a pleasure, and thank you
Thank
once
you.
again. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
So we will be here again next week with another guest. And till then, please take care, stay safe, and let us know in the feedback and comments if you have any particular topic, if you have any particular area that you want us to cover here. Until then, goodbye. Take care.